Okay, let's talk about Oklahoma State a little bit, because this is a team that after last week, people are starting to recognize, and they think to themselves, wow, there's a path to the playoff for Oklahoma State. What does that look like? What is this team all about? Haven't heard a lot about them during the course of the season, so let's check out what we've got with Oklahoma State. Let's start with the fact that their run game and defense has been dominant of late. So let's start with the run game. Their run game is about the zone principles, okay? Zone running game. When you're talking about zone running game, what are the things that you need to think about when evaluating, watching, figuring out what this zone running game is all about? First of all, it's about blocking an area, not a man, for the offensive line. So, for instance, if I'm an offensive lineman, let's say I'm the guard, and to my right is the B gap, to the inside of me is the A gap, and I'm responsible for the B gap. Whoever the B gap player is, I'm going to step with my right foot, and then I'm going to work up. Maybe it's a double team with this guy as we're working up to the B gap player. Maybe a B gap player is right there where I'm going to block him right away, but it's more about an area, not a specific man. So whoever comes in that area, you're going to try to block them. Then it's about getting movement, not necessarily down the field, but laterally, so that you can create some movement in the defensive front and then get some sort of a chop block or a backside block that opens up a lane for the vision of the back to then see that lane and take off. And one thing we know about zone style running is that it takes reps to get really good at it, because of all the nuances of area, not man, movement, the vision of the back. The teams that are really committed to running the football as far as the zone scheme and will do it against any sort of defensive front generally have more success. So how does this play out on the field? A lot of bullet points. Let's see how it plays out on the field. Let's take a look at their last game against TCU. First of all, nice little dynamic formation. You got 3 wide receivers and the tight end on the same side. So you're cutting down on the backside players. Here's the movement now. Here we go with the offensive line. Area, not man. And then there's the backside. He works up and he cuts off the backside. The vision of the back plays in, and there Warren is off to the races for a big game. Let's take one more look at that. Again, the formation is a pretty unique formation. You've got 4 basically free release. That means one of these guys is ineligible because he's covered up, but you get the movement. You only have a few backside defenders. You seal off one of them. One of them is going to go with the quarterback, and then here we go. There's the vision of the back. So there's a nice little zone-style running scheme executed perfectly, but they can do it to the strong side as well. Let's take a look at the next clip. This next clip, what they're going to do is they're going to run towards the strong side again. But here what you're going to see is there's 8 defenders in the box and only 7 guys to block them, but they don't care. Why? Because it's a reps business. Cover up the front side. Here we go. Area, not man. You're getting movement laterally. Now the play side opens up for the back. This is the vision, so it can go backside or it can go play side. Now it's play side again. So he's on this track. You're getting movement in the 8 guys in the defensive front. You're going to leave one of them unblocked. You cover up the color. Great job by the offensive line. Now it's about the vision. He knows there's an unblocked player in the backside, so he keeps it front side. And then down the field, you've got guys working hard in the run game. So there's a couple of examples of why Oklahoma State is running the ball so effectively, and this is giving them a real chance down the stretch here to maybe crash the playoff, maybe even go to the college football playoff, maybe win the Big 12. What are they doing on defense? Because it's not just their ability to run the ball, it's also what they're doing defensively. And by the way, Jim Knowles, their defensive coordinator, deserves a lot of credit and probably should be on a very, very short list for the Broyles Award. He's up for it. There's a few really good assistant coaches. Top assistant in college football gets the Broyles Award, but Jim Knowles, I'm telling you, what he's been doing with this defense, they're the number 2 defense in the country on third down, giving up only 24% conversion rate. Let's take a look, though, about how they're doing this. They do this by getting pressure and sitting heavy. How do you get off the field on third down, which is really the main objective of a defense? How do you get off the field on third down? Well, let's take a look here at what they're doing on third down. This is last week against TCU. This is ability to get pressure. You show 5 in order to occupy all the offensive linemen. Then you bring a guy from depth. Now the safety comes in there. All the offensive linemen are occupied with those 5 guys. You get a free rusher, and everybody else is sitting heavy right at the chain so that the quarterback can't get the ball out. One more look at it. You occupy the front 5 with 5 of your own. You bring somebody from the back end, he's going to come and insert himself into the pressure. It's hard to locate that as an offensive lineman, but then you've got to make sure that the quarterback can't throw the ball quickly. And sure enough, here we are, all of the defensive backs are within a yard of the wide receiver. Let's take a look at another clip. This next clip, what you're going to get is you're going to get 6 guys up front. Okay, so you're looking at kind of a cover zero man style coverage on the outside, but I want you to see at how heavy they sit right at the chains. You see the chains right there, that green line. Look, everybody's within a yard, and you've got defensive ends dropping out right under those routes. Very difficult to complete that pass. Let's take a look at another play. And there's another one just like this where you're going to have 6 guys up at the line of scrimmage. You've got man-to-man coverage right at the line to gain. That green line is the first down marker. You drop out a couple of defensive tackles. There's nowhere to go with the football. They are committed to sitting heavy right at those third down markers. That's how you get off the field, allowing only a 24% conversion rate on third down. Folks, when you can get off the field on third down, and then you can sustain drives with the run game, what you do is you eat up time of possession, you protect your quarterback, who maybe isn't the most dynamic quarterback in college football, but this is how Oklahoma State is winning, with defense and run game. They're committed to that zone-style run game. They're committed to their style of defense, getting pressure on the quarterback when they need to, and sitting heavy at the chains in order to get off the field. And it's a combination that Mike Gundy has got to be happy with.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoy that clip, make sure you click subscribe somewhere down here. From game highlights to exclusive interviews and rankings, we've got everything you need as a college football fan right here. College Football on Fox.